Okay. And what a crisis it is. Crisis is a good word. I can't believe what's happening. What an absolute nothing short of a disaster. Yep. No question about it. Complete, incompetent disaster. And he sends out a fundraising notice. Just for laughs. All right, folks, we are going to be live now. 3 minutes. 3 minutes coming up. We will be live. Road Patrol. Look at the sun. Blue sky. I'm looking at a blue sky, sun coming out. Let me check the weather forecast. Look at this. Nice sunshine the rest of the afternoon. Tonight, clear in the 40s. And then New Year's Eve, sunny on New Year's Eve day. Well, we're going to have to wait and see about nighttime, but I think we're going to be okay. We will be live tonight. I'm maybe subscriber only. I don't know. Game time decision, as they say. Game time decision. But what an absolute disaster that this guy is. As I said, as he sends out a fundraising email, which is just even more ironic. Wow. Um, he is. It is incredible. All right, we're going to be live in just a moment. Just a moment. 1 minute, actually. 1 minute. And then we are live, folks, on this final 2 days of 2024. Without question, has been historic, to say the very least. Yep. We are going to be live in 1 minute, waiting for JR to give us the cue on, obviously, the radio, also on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube. Excuse me. As we stand by. And yes, we'll be on tomorrow, but we will be doing Road Patrol Live later. The feeling we'll have some activity with this nice weather. And then tomorrow night, complete mayhem. That's what we're looking for. We also received more details about what happened in Cranston. All right, we're just waiting for JR to give us the go ahead, and then we will come in. There it is at 106. Folks, 106 on this Monday, the day before. That's right, one of the final days. Today is Monday, December 30th. 2 days left in 2024. This is the real news, as more and more people are discovering each day. There is real news today, as a matter of fact. This portion of the program. Now, I want to say good afternoon, everyone who's listening on AM 1380 or 99.9 FM. You can listen online at the website, dpetro.com, right at the top. Now, you can also watch us right now as we speak. Boom, we are live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on X, as all of our platforms continue to climb. And if you were to check out, and I encourage you, by the way, log on to the website, dpetro.com. We have the video up from last night. Now we know more details of what was happening in Cranston. Cranston police manhunt for suspect. We have that video up. Road Patrol in Providence on Friday. Saturday night was great. Great nonstop excitement. Road Patrol in Warwick. That was also Saturday night with the police chase. And that was a wild Friday night in Providence as well. Plus, you have the FBI raid. What was the Providence? Even I start to forget. What was the thing in Providence? Oh, that's when the car crashed into the house. Folks, so much is happening. Even I start to lose track of it. But check it all out. All those videos that I mentioned, they're all on the website, dpetro.com. And once again, folks, brought to you by the Cowesett Inn, 226 Cowesett Avenue, West Warwick. Lunch, dinner. Who said drinks in the lounge? I did. They're waiting for you at the Cowesett Inn. Remember, they have the market at Cowesett, lunch, dinner. It's also a great place. They can accommodate large parties. They could accommodate 30 people. They could accommodate 50 people. They can accommodate 150 people. The Cowesett Inn, and always plenty of free, safe parking. Now, as a matter of fact, let me for those of you that were watching last night, and the video on it is doing fantastic. I want to just highlight, we did learn more from Cranston Police now. Again, only media on scene. How come I'm not? I'll pull it up right now. Only media on scene last night, and I don't know. They know who they're looking for. Put it that way. We certainly have a better sense. But this is on the website, dpetro.com. Where is it? Cranston Police manhunt for suspect. All right. From the Cranston Police Department, shoplifting trespassing investigation. So here's what we learned last night, just about almost 6 o'clock. Garden City, patrol officers were dispatched to the Sunglass Hut. Garden City, a shoplifting trespassing complaint. A store employee reported a male subject known to them and the Cranston Police Department from previous shoplifting incidents had entered the store. Listen to this. Stole 9 pairs of Versace sunglasses valued at close to $3,700. The male, who had previously been no trespassed from the store, fled on foot, entered a vehicle parked nearby. While on the scene, officers were notified of a car that went off the road, crashed onto the access road to Topgolf from Pontiac Avenue. Several individuals were seen fleeing from the area on foot. A search of that area included a Cranston Police K-9 team, which was carried live on Road Patrol Live. Thank you. Provided a negative result in locating the suspect, although it did provide for good Sunday night coverage. Pairs of new Versace sunglasses were found inside the crash vehicle along the fence near the Topgolf property. An arrest warrant will be obtained for the suspect, charging him with felony shoplifting, trespassing. No information will be released at this time. Continue to follow Road Patrol Live for more details. Again, that is from the Cranston Police. So there you have it, just as a follow-up from what was going on last night. But the big news of the day dropped just about an hour ago, and coming up in about 20 minutes, Magritte is going to have he's supposed to have a press briefing. He's supposed to. I would imagine it's going to be delayed, but now it's real. You've heard about it, and now it's real about the data breach. But folks, I want to stay on schedule. This portion of the program, Propane Plus, they want to wish all of their customers a very happy and safe new year. Looking forward to serving you in 2025. Propane Plus Heating and Cooling in Rhode Island. Call them at 401-885-4209. In Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. Propane Plus Heating and Cooling, 3 generations. They're available 24/7 for service and delivery needs. Online billing, schedule your service to delivery, boom, at the click of a button. Free safety inspection on all the equipment. It's Propane Plus. Call them today. They also have a very user-friendly website. It's propaneplus.com. You just log on, and then I'm looking at it. You type in your zip code, residential, commercial. You can depend, JR, at Propane Plus Heating and Cooling. Call them in Rhode Island, 401-885-4209, or in Massachusetts, 508-252-3359 for Propane Plus. So what's going to take place? So we have that. We also, by the way, What else do we have? We have a lot of video on the website. We will be active tomorrow night, Road Patrol Live, subscriber only. Listen, it's the best 49 cents you're ever going to spend, for crying out loud. What else can you get for 49 cents? You can't get anything. But I want to get to the big news of the day, and that is of what's happening, that Governor McKee has confirmed now. He's having a press briefing coming up sometime between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, and Deloitte has informed the state of Rhode Island that the cyber criminals released some of the files to a site on the dark web, the Rhode Island Bridges files, to, they say, a site on the dark web. This is a scenario the state was unprepared for. Rhode Islanders' personal information is right now being sold on, as they say, the dark web. This is from a press release from Governor McKee. IT teams are baffled as to what to do about the problem. It's very complex. We don't know the scope of it, but Rhode Islanders should assume their bank account information and social security numbers are now being sold on the web. Absolutely disgraceful. And at the same time, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee puts out a mailing where he is trying to raise money. Folks, as I've been saying, cyber criminals who hacked Rhode Island's IT system. Rhode Island officials of the McKee administration were warned in the spring that the system was vulnerable. They needed to do something about it. Governor McKee did nothing. And now cyber criminals who hacked the IT system have released the files on the dark web. So as we speak, some of the files taken by hackers, personal data belonging to 80% of adults, public benefit system, posted on the, quote, dark web. I don't even know what that means, the dark web. Listen, it's up on the web. And what is he going to do? He's going to have a press briefing, and he's going to pass the buck. Now, right now, on this Monday, I want to be very clear about something. My criticism of this administration, just so we're all clear about it, my opinion, this has nothing. I wish I could say it's politics. I wish I could just say I disagree fundamentally with Governor McKee. It would be much easier. It would be much easier for me to say, I disagree with him fundamentally on politics. It's not about that. He is not competent enough to run and manage this many people. He's not up to it. By the way, he's not alone. On Saturday, as the crowd started cheering "Fire Mayo" at Gillette Stadium, what have Patriot fans realized? What have sports fans realized? What have I think most of the NFL have realized? That Gerard Mayo does not have what it takes to be a head coach in the NFL. And by the way, he's not alone in that. Next Sunday is the final Sunday or Monday, final game. I think Sunday, final game of the season. And what do you think happens that Monday? NFL coaches start getting fired left and right. Now, a lot of times it's the situation they're in, or many times someone could be a good or very good defensive coordinator, or maybe they're a good offensive coordinator, but they're just not cut out for that. And that's what you have with Governor McKee. The bridge is too much for him. This cyber breach is too much for him. He doesn't know how to manage this many people. And not only that, it goes beyond that he doesn't know how to manage this many people. He doesn't know how to hire the right people around him to manage the right people. And by the way, that is one of the reasons why a lot of what we're seeing play out right now, folks, at 1:17 on this Monday, as you'll hear people in Congress and say the president, whoever it may be, they have a right to staff their cabinet with the people that they feel are best qualified to serve. And sometimes that does go well, sometimes it doesn't go well. But a lot of people in Congress, you've heard Senator Fetterman say that he's not a fan of some of the individuals. And then you have like a Matt Gaetz that doesn't make it. But by and large, a lot of people feel that that individual has the right to pick the staff that they're going to have around them. And what you have right now, so that's crucial for President Trump. He needs to pick, and I think he's on the right path, to pick competent individuals around them. The problem with this governor, he's had the ability to pick the people he wants around them. He doesn't attract good people. Governor McKee, I'm not breaking any news here. This isn't a Republican issue. This isn't a Democrat issue. He is not selecting good people around him. Period. End of story. It's either, a lot of times, we would when we discuss the governor, people would discuss, is it him? Is it his staff? Is it a combination? The Boston Globe had a piece on Saturday and Sunday where they were basically saying it's time to fire Gerard Mayo. And what they pointed to was a team that quit, the fact that he had Drake May in there at the end of the game, still taking hits when the game was long lost. And listen, those players, think of them, the NFL players, they're all basically all millionaires, right? They're all 23, bulk of them are 23 to 28. And what do you think they're thinking about? They're thinking they have one more game to go, and then they're off all of January. They're off all of February. They're off all of March. They're off most of April. And then they have to wander into the training camps, wherever the team is, around the league. And so right now, this is around the NFL. If you watch, the Jets got blown out. The Cowboys got blown out. Listen, you have young millionaires, and all they're thinking about is, I want to go on vacation. I'm going to go to LA. I'm going to travel to Cancun. I'm going to Miami for the winter. I have millions to spend. I'm getting, a new Lamborghini. I've got whatever it may be. They have a contract. They're going to be there next year. Mayo, not so much. But my point is, what you're seeing are clear examples of, I'm not convinced, by the way, that Mayo was a great defensive coordinator. He is. McKee is Gump 2.0. I don't know. He worked, basically answers to two people, Bob Kraft and his son. McKee answers to all of us. But now what do people do? In this class action suit that they have going against the state, now it's really going to take hold. But he is not up to the job. He's not up for the job. I know a lot of people that it's going to be crucial for President Trump to get things done, to select the right people for those positions. And that's why a lot of times Senate confirmation, they feel, he has the right to select the team he wants around him and then try to get them confirmed and try to start to get things done within, it's actually a short window, within the first 100 days, trying to get things done. But what you're looking at right now, you have the state, we have someone who, in my mind, and I want to stay with Gerard Mayo. I have no idea what he's like as a father. I have no idea what he's like as a spouse. I have no idea what he's like as a friend. I'm going to assume all of those things. I don't know if he has siblings. The coach of the Patriots, let's just say, I'm going to assume he's a good brother, and he's a good husband, and he's a good father, and he's a good son, and his friends love him, and I'll give him benefit of the doubt. All those things are true. However, he seemingly has shown he is not capable of being the coach of an NFL team. Now, that said, I do think he's going to get another year. I think the Crafts are going to give him another year. I don't even see how the situation improves. He doesn't know who to hire. many times the top person doesn't know who to hire. You see this sometimes when someone takes over and then they're not even sure who are the right people to attract. And a lot of people who are talented they don't want to go and work for someone who is incompetent. So, and I want to be very clear. Governor McKee, it's nothing. He seems like he has a nice family. I don't know about some of his friends. He surrounds himself with really questionable people. That Tony Silva, that Shahazian, who's totally slimy, obviously best friends with Pork Boy. So with Governor McKee, it doesn't mean, seems the family seems happy. The daughter has a good voice. I don't really know I don't know any of them. But what we know is he is certainly not up to this job. I mean, he couldn't handle the bridge. Now he's trying to balance the bridge and he's trying to balance the data breach. And the data breach is real and there's no end to it. And what you need to understand is so many of you that are listening or watching right now, you depend so little on the government. And by government, I also mean your local government. What do you really rely on them for? You rely on them to plow the snow. You expect them to have the mail delivered, and you want your trash picked up on time. There are countless people. You pay your taxes on time. You pay your property taxes. You take care of your property. And what do you ask for in return? That the street you live on is cleaned, that the street is plowed if there's snow, and that the trash is picked up. And when you come to the red light in your city or town, it's working. That's what many people during the course of the day, you are so unreliant on government. Now, there are other people that are totally reliant, but most people, we ask very little, especially you have people that are either never had children or the children are grown. You pay taxes for the schools. There's so many things you pay for. You never have a fire. You never need to call the police. There are so many things that you pay for and I pay for, but people pay for, and they never use it. You never even need to use it. But what people do depend is Governor McKee stepped forward and said, give us all your personal information. You can trust us and we'll protect it. And look what has happened. Governor McKee, if everyone pays their taxes, what did he say? If everyone pays their taxes, we'll have proper infrastructure and all of our bridges will be improved. Look what's happened. Folks, here's the thing. He doesn't do anything about it either. He doesn't do anything about it. No one has been fired because of the bridge. No one's been held accountable because of the bridge. Now, I believe the last time I checked, Deloitte, who has a lobbyist who does business with the state. Keep in mind, folks, let's just be really clear. When you have a lobbyist in Rhode Island, it's money laundering. It's Bill Murphy is the lobbyist, former speaker. So what does he say to Deloitte? You have to pay me $10,000 a month. And Deloitte says $10,000 a month or whatever it is, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 normally in there. Why do we have to pay you that? And what does he say? Because I have to kick money back to the elected officials. I have to throw fundraisers for McKee. I have to throw a fundraiser for the speaker. I have to throw a fundraiser for the Senate president. I have to throw fundraisers for them. Why? Because I have to kick money back to them. It's pay to play. State officials, we're questioning Hasbro hasn't hired a lobbyist. Why should Hasbro have to hire a lobbyist? Ridiculous is the answer. He is not up to the job. This is total incompetence. But my point is, so Bill Murphy is the lobbyist for Deloitte. Well, maybe Governor McKee says, I've had it with this Deloitte. I want to get rid of them. What's the conflict that he has? Murphy was his legal attorney. Excuse me. Murphy was the governor's criminal attorney for the FBI probe. Speaker Murphy, even though Governor McKee has the biggest law firm in the state is the state of Rhode Island. Governor McKee has all these expensive lawyers on his staff. Yet who became his criminal defense attorney? Bill Murphy. So maybe Murphy says, if you get rid of Deloitte, who's my client, maybe I leak some client attorney privilege. Maybe I don't. Maybe I leak what the FBI was looking for. Maybe blah, blah, blah. My point is, he never should have hired the guy who's the lobbyist for Deloitte. Folks, this portion of the program is brought to you by Kids Club on the Pike. You know, I see people post that they're having a birthday party for a child or a grandchild. Kids Club on the Pike, birthday party venue, before and after school programs, preschool programs. It's clean, it's easy to get, easy to get to, located right on the Cranston-Johnston line. It's Kids Club on the Pike. You can call them 401-443-5336. They could have a birthday party for children 2 years old or 1 year old or 8 years old or 10 years old. And it's clean and it's easy to get to right on Plainfield Pike off 295. Kids Club on the Pike, right off of 295. They have a little library. They have a movie room. They have a dance room. They have a 50s style diner. It's perfect for children to have a birthday party. Kids Club on the Pike. And again, look for them on Facebook. Well, folks, good afternoon. Again, we will be on the air tomorrow, and we'll be on the air, on Thursday and Friday. But here's my hesitancy with taking the McKee press conference. I don't think he doesn't say anything. I already know his whole MO. He stacks the room. He tries to have as many people as possible to shift blame. And now you have people's personal information is posted out there, being sold out there. This is totally unacceptable. People should be terminated. This is a complete failure of local government. And the thing about it, the Auditor General warned Governor McKee's administration back in the spring that they needed to tighten up their cybersecurity. And Governor McKee didn't do it. I'll tell you what else is a joke, is Congressman Jim Langevin. He's got his cybersecurity wing at Rhode Island College. Why isn't that coming in handy? Why aren't they involved? Rhode Island College, Langevin, the college had to build him a wing so he could have an office and he could have meeting space and he could have gatherings there. And the whole theme of the Langevin, I didn't think he could be more useless when he was in office as a congressman. Now he's proven to be even more useless. What is Langevin's cybersecurity wing at Rhode Island College? What is that for? Folks, do you see what's happening? It's one thing after another with this crew. This portion of our program is brought to you by JMB Plumbing. Plumbing, repair, and service. Do you need a good plumber? I found a great one. JMB. Call Jimmy and Tommy, the dream team at JMB Plumbing, Repair, and Service. They repair clogged pipelines. They'll replace a water heater. Call them 401-743-9153. I share their Facebook page. Folks, you can depend on JMB Plumbing. Maybe it's to replace a water heater. Maybe you have problems with your pipes. JMB Plumbing, 401-743-9153 for JMB Plumbing. Well, again, I wish I had better news. But now what they were afraid of has actually happened. And that is a total cyber breach is now posted on, as they call it, quote, the dark web. It is inexcusable. This should lead to termination. Who's going to be held accountable for that? Who's supposed to be the person? There are people that are being paid, well paid, on the state payroll that clearly did not do their job. Where is oversight? Where is the House? Where is the Senate? This is completely unacceptable that this is happening. What you're seeing is total incompetence. Period. End of story. There's no excuse for it. But what we have right now is a governor who doesn't hold anyone accountable. Nope. No one is held accountable. I also see this. The Boston Globe has this. Rhode Island leaders are going all in to keep Hasbro toys, pitching tax credits, an annual Rhode Island Hasbro Day holiday, Hasbro Academy, a special airport lounge access, an exhibit, state-funded marketing, and more. I believe it's a day late and a dollar short. Some of the files, cyber attack. Where's Langevin? Why hasn't he been up at the State House? Why hasn't he been involved with the state cybersecurity? Who pays? Who pays for Langevin's cybersecurity wing at Rhode Island College? The taxpayers do. Did we get a chance to vote on that? Of course not. No, of course not. Of course we did not. Nope. No, we didn't get a chance to vote on it. No. But what exactly is he doing? He's not doing anything, as a matter of fact. So let me just see. Oh, are they live right now? Yeah, there he is. Here's Mr. Buffoon.
Released all of the files or just some of the files, and we will provide more information as it becomes available. So I want to remind you, regardless whether the identities that were exposed today or have been held back, anyone who feels as though they've been involved in the services that Rhode Island Bridges provides, they should be aware that their information is at risk, and we want to continue to reinforce that if you were involved with the SNAP benefits or cash assistance or other Department of Human Services programs, we expect that January payments to show up on schedule on your EBD cards. So, I mean, there's three areas here that we've been very focused on. We're here to talk about the IT issues relative to the breach, but we also have been very proactive in making sure that we inform people how to protect their credit, and also working tirelessly with department heads and staff to make sure that benefits are not interrupted. And I can stand here and say comfortably that neither the health insurance from Health Source RI or our DHS benefits are going to be interrupted. So I want to thank Director Brito and also Director Lang and her teams for this work that is being done right now. As far as the Health Source Rhode Island goes, we're in motion to make sure that at this point in time, the 44,000 people that have active accounts, those accounts are going to continue uninterrupted, and that people can continue to make their payments the way they were making their payments. And that's good news for everybody there. But anybody who's potentially incoming into those benefits with the Health Source Rhode Island, provisions are being made. You call them directly. Provisions are being made.
What a disgrace.
To have active health insurance for those who may have been caught in this gap of time between the time that we shut down the system and the time that we would reopen the system. So I also know it is another opportunity. We know that many people, including anyone who has had their identity interrupted, in a way that we're talking about with the breach today and has been exposed, and that identity needs to be protected. And so we continue to ask people to go to cyberalert.ri.gov. That's cyberalert.ri.gov. You're going to get the most up-to-date information there. And in a very short summary, we want you to learn how to freeze your credit, monitor your credit, If you are one of the people who has been information has been breached, you'll receive free credit monitoring. We want to let you know that that will be in the letter that you'll be receiving during the early parts of January. And request a fraud report. Also use multi-factor authentication. That's a tough one. It means that there's multiple ways that as you access your information, like I did today on mine, I get a text message to verify that I am the very person that is trying to access that information. And also be aware. We know that we continually get texts and emails and other reach outs from people who were not authorized, and they are trying to get you to respond, and that response could put your information at risk, your personal identity information at risk. So again, I would just say in summary, is that today we have been notified by Deloitte this morning, and that the cyber criminals did in fact publish at least some of the Rhode Island Bridges data files onto the dark web. And I'll hand it over to Brian Tardif, our Chief Digital Officer, to provide some of the technical details that I'm sure that people would want to hear about. Right?
What an absolute disgrace. Folks, again, good afternoon. Governor McKee attended a cybersecurity meeting. Right now it's 1:39. What you heard was the person right now who happens to be the governor speaking from the Rhode Island State House. And you know what is, does he even not realize how insulting it is when he says, here's what you need to do. You need to do this, you need to do that. Excuse me, people trusted you when they gave you and handed over their personal information. The reason they did that is because you assured them that their information would be secured. And now they're dealing with this. Folks, this portion of the program, I want to remind you, if you want to start off the year with a dream kitchen or bathroom, Dream Maker, call them today, 401-433-7272. Dennis and Christina, a dream kitchen is waiting for you with Dream Maker. They have a beautiful design center, Greenwich Avenue in Warwick. They're right near Crown Plaza, and they're right next door to Kachai. Dream Maker, 401-433-7272. Remember, with Dennis and Christina and Dream Maker, it's respect, it's integrity, it's customer focus. Dream Maker, experience upgraded living. Upgraded living with your bath or kitchen remodel today. Dream Maker, enhance your life, improve your home, changes your life when you wake up to a dream kitchen or bathroom. Dream Maker, call them today. Set up an appointment to meet with them. 401-433-7272. It's Dream Maker. Well, folks, good afternoon. Again, we will go back to the State House. I think for the, I think we'll go back for maybe the questions that most likely will then, the question and answers if they take them. So we okay. I am live. We may have something going on. I'm live here until 2. Then we could okay, jump into action. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good video as I'm looking at it. I like that. We could certainly use that later. Let me see what we may have. Okay. Let me ask, what is happening there at 142? what? A lot of people, I think by now, know that we're kind of live between 1 and 2. Not everybody. Let's see again. Oh, I still don't know, but I understand right now that we have to. All right, I'm not exactly sure. There's some smattering of things happen, and I think it's all going to be building. Hey, listen, this afternoon it's going to be dry. We're going to be out there. Whoa. Okay, that is something we want to go to. Let me find out if that's still going on. That's interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. We may be going as soon as we get off the air or at 2 o'clock. I'd be very interested in that. I'm going to find out. Let's see where that is. Okay. We may be going there just a little while. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, folks, be tuned. Stay tuned. Let me just see where that is. As I'm looking. Oh, okay. All right. Down in the neck. Okay. Could certainly take a ride over there. I know exactly where that is. All right. Now, right now, I do want to see if. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we're going to do the best we can. Hopefully, still going on at 2. Another reason to become a subscriber, folks, for just that. For that very reason. At 2 p.m. when I can jump into action and head over there. It's been quiet, and now we had 2 different instances, and someone did send me some video from Providence. All right, 144. I'm more focused on this, but we will monitor the situation with. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we may have a scene coming up right after 2 o'clock. Right after 2 o'clock, so everybody can be on guard. In the meantime, let's just why don't we dip back in and see exactly what is happening at the Rhode Island State House as this people's personal information.
Well, this
Here we
is the
go.
way that these would be interrupted, and
Here's
we've had
Governor
conversations with Deloitte in terms of making sure that they understood that we expect them to cover the cost of that.
When do you expect the RI Bridges system to be back online?
I'll let Brian talk to that.
So we're in the process of a multi-phase restoration. Phase 1 has been complete, and we're targeting a mid-January go-live of the system.
And then for the benefits in January, you mentioned that you don't expect a interruption for people who had already been enrolled. But since the system was shut down on December 13th through today, is there going to be any delay in getting benefits out to those new people who now need benefits from the state?
No, that's why we're asking people to go to the cyber alert.ri.gov to give them more information about how to contact. We're in. Director Brito is working with her staff there to make sure that that doesn't happen. I think I mentioned in my comments that the EBT cards are already triggered up for the January benefits. And as Brian says, we're anticipating something that it will get us back online as quickly as possible. If that goes further than what we anticipate, then people that receive benefits should feel confident that those benefits would not be interrupted or delayed, which I think was a problem with the UHIP issue. Certainly customer service is a top priority for my office, knowing that the IT issues are being directly related to IT and Deloitte with my understanding what's happening. But the outreach right now in terms of customer service is a real high priority, and we've already dispatched multiple teams from our office to be available to go directly into the community to talk to seniors or directly to the municipalities, right directly into the DHS office or the Health Source Rhode Island office, where where it's an all-in effort by the team that give customer service.
Just to make sure that I understand correctly, for the new people who have enrolled in the last 3 weeks since the system was shut down, are they still getting benefits on an EBT card or directly to their bank accounts? Or are they having to get paper checks since the RI Bridges system
I'll
is
let
down?
Kim answer that directly, and then you'll have the right answer.
He had the right answer as well. Kim Brito, Director of DHS, yes, the answer is yes. We have offline processes that we are taking those applications through, and we are ensuring that those benefits are going to either new or existing cards. Some of the newer ones that came in over the last few weeks might not appear on the first, but they'll start to appear right after that. So yes, there's no long delay with those.
All
Right,
right,
folks.
we're hearing reports that the hackers are almost kind of bragging on the dark web that Deloitte was an easy target because they didn't have protections in place.
Wow.
Do you know about that or have any response to those claims by them?
I'll let Brian, answer that more fully than this, but we know that our contracts require protection. So I think that we'll find the answer to that when we find the answer to that. But clearly, the state did what it needed to do to make sure that that those systems by contract should be in place. But Brian, you want to talk to that at all?
That's a great answer, Governor. So contractually, our vendors are obligated to adhere to state law and state policies regarding security controls. And throughout the course of this investigation at Ensign, we're going to work to validate that those were adhered to.
Knowing what we know now, are you comfortable working with Deloitte ever again?
No.
Well, first of all, our top priority is exactly what we talked about: informing people, getting the information out, having people protect their identity, and also get those benefits out. The issues that have to do with IT, we'll take those issues one day at a time. But the top priority right now is working with all the parties, including Deloitte, to get the system back operating.
Let me go first. Why you don't have a representative then here to explain to what's going on? You come on, you're the governor, you got your staff coming out, but we need to see it from Deloitte. Because the experience that we have in the media, we call them and they give us the run around. People want to know what's going on here.
Well, I think that Brian is here to speak to the IT issue directly to the people who are being impacted. Deloitte is doing the work that they need to do at the moment, and as the previous question said, as more information is provided to us in terms of what happened in particular on this situation, we'll make that public.
We have more confidence. People will have more confidence in you if we see a representative from Deloitte standing over there.
Well, I'll let IT answer that question in terms of how we're dealing with the issues that directly relate to, again, making sure that benefits are not interrupted, making sure that people understand how to identify, protect their identity. And then the third issue is getting back online as quickly as we can.
Yeah, I think in a previous press conference, I stated as a good partner, we would expect Deloitte to be present at a point in time. Right now, we're directing all of their resources in those phases that the governor just outlined. The incident response, getting the system back online appropriately, and making sure that we get the system back operating securely and stable.
For DHS, are you getting help from other agencies outside the state to manage the phone call and the overload?
So the question is if DHS is getting assistance from other agencies. So we're supported by Experian, which is taking a lot of those calls on protecting identity and those measures that
Again, this is
are in place
live
for
from the
folks
Rhode
that
Island
may
State
be
House.
included in this. In terms of processing or being in our field offices or our call center, the DHS team is managing that. We're working in close partnership with our other sister state agencies, but we haven't taken on any additional resources within DHS to continue to move things forward.
A couple of follow-up questions. I understand
This
that
is Kathy
Deloitte
Gregg.
is handling this for the state. Deloitte is doing the negotiations. Do we have the state police? Do we have the FBI? Do we have Homeland Security? Is anybody other than Deloitte
Good
trying
question.
to get to the bottom of who these people are and perhaps try to shut them down?
So the criminal nature is state police, our attorney general, all in the same loop. I've had conversations with the national level as well. As I mentioned before, Congress Langevin has been really helpful connecting us there.
What?
And
How?
making requests. I've made requests to meet with the FBI to talk to them about this. I
Oh,
expect
now
that to
you'll
happen
meet with
in
the
due time.
FBI.
But yes, the criminal side is another component to this. And Kathy, I absolutely would not give the chances of catching these guys is relatively remote. I would imagine, based on the industry that they're in. But I don't think that should stop us from trying to find out who they are and holding them accountable.
So at this moment, and then another follow-up to an earlier question, nobody is actively investigating this at the federal level, but you hope to have that conversation.
Yeah, I'll let Brian answer that question. But my understanding is that, yes, they are. They are aware of it. And they're proceeding based on their protocols. I just wanted to have direct conversations with the FBI, with the people who are what CSA, is it CSA? CISA, and so that I can answer that question as a little bit clearer. But yes, that work is happening, and I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Brian.
Oh yeah,
I would
now
just-
he's
I would just
talking to
add
the FBI.
that, the threat intelligence from both Deloitte and the state are being shared with the state police and our federal partners across the agencies. What they're doing with that information, I'm sure there's an investigation, but it's really just us sharing as much threat intelligence as we can with them.
In answering another question asked, said you're rebuilding the system in some way and you've completed phase one. What was phase one? And when you say the system should be up and running again in January, well, that's in 2 days. Are we talking about in 2 days, or are we talking about
Good
by the end of the
question.
month?
Well, to clarify, it's middle of January is our target. The two phases are the internal processes and infrastructure for the work where the workers operate. We're referencing that as the worker portal. The next phase would be the constituent portal, where we open it up out to the outside world. And again, we want to make sure that the system is secure and stable and operates as expected when it comes online.
That's
As
right.
you work to bring the system back online, or as people fill out paper applications in the need of new benefits, how
What
do you
a
ensure people
disaster.
that their system is safe
It's
to
not.
give to the state to then get the benefits
Here we
they
go.
need, given all that's happened?
Yeah, Langevin's on
Yeah,
it.
a common refrain in the earlier press conferences, this is an ongoing investigation, and we are working through multiple phases to include an external third-party vendor to come in and validate
Unbelievable.
that the system is secure. So we'll have Deloitte's validation, the stateside validation, and the third party's attestation.
Well, folks, again, you've been listening. That is, and it is a total disaster. But that is, in fact, the State House. We're right now at 1:56. Good afternoon, everyone. What you've been listening to is another embarrassing, incompetent press briefing by the McKee administration regarding this data breach. I also, what I want to point out, notice, now he'll talk to the FBI. He wouldn't talk to the FBI when they wanted to sit down with him, but now he'll talk to the FBI. Here's the 2:00 news is going to be coming up. Hold on a moment, just because we may have a scene. We may be doing road patrol right after 2:00. I want to thank great David Sammartino, fantastic work. We will be out tonight, and then obviously tomorrow night. But I want to stay on schedule here. This portion of our program, folks, and again, it's brought to you by Watson Materials. Call Watson Materials today. Largest selection of landscape materials in Rhode Island is Watson Materials. Call them. They're right on South County Trail. They want to wish all of their regular customers and all their new customers a very happy new year. Watson Materials. You can always call them 401-885-0600, 401-885-0600. Watson Materials. And whether it is every time I put it down, another one jumps in. Whether it's landscape lighting, pavers, retaining walls, natural stone, cobblestone, you can depend on Watson Materials. Call them today, 401-885-0600, and they want to wish everyone a very happy new year from Watson Materials. Well, folks, good afternoon. I wish I had better news. That is, this is real news, but that's obviously very distressing. I feel terrible for all the people, and you have every right to be upset that people trusted their local government officials. In this case, it happens to be the McKee people, in providing them with your personal information, and they've let you down. And I agree with those. Where is Deloitte? Why isn't Deloitte here? Unless Deloitte wants to say, well, we've been telling them that they need to, back this up, and that we've been telling them that they need to improve the security on the system, but they just wouldn't do it. So the fact of the matter is, we don't know the answer to that. And maybe they are saying that. Maybe that is possible, that we don't know enough about it. But now people's personal information, as embarrassing as it is, but it is now on the web. And I find it remarkable that Governor McKee, they seem even less prepared for what is happening right now, even though now this has been going on for several weeks. My point is, they don't seem close to having an answer. All right, we will be back on the radio tomorrow at 11. If you're listening to the radio, stay tuned for the 2:00 news. If you're watching, unless something changes, we should be back with Road Patrol before 2:30. In the meantime, stay tuned and enjoy your Monday. All right, folks, we believe we have a scene.